This is an explainer video, so we'll just get right into it. Precious Father, thank you for this course. Thank you for this program. For everyone that will go through this program, oh Lord God, you're going to bless them and you're going to show them your love and your grace. In Jesus' name, amen. We'll be talking about digital skills, and I'm going to be giving you every resource, every asset you need to start right now for free and start making money. From branding to social media management, UI UX, video editing, motion graphics, 3D animation to the animation, copywriting, web design and development, and my special offer. Okay, so bear with me. You might have some basic understanding of some of these, but for the purpose of clarity, I just have to include one of these, and you definitely learn from all of this. So what is branding according to the dictionary? Branding is the process of creating a strong, positive perception of a company, its product or services in the customer's mind by combining such elements as logo, design, mission statement, and a consistent theme throughout all marketing communications. For me, my personal definition of branding is a consistent show of quality that produces a feeling of competence in your prospect or your client. For example, look at these two websites right here. Just taking a look at this, you will know, okay, if you say, okay, yes, you're looking for a company and you check out these two websites, obviously you feel like you can trust the contents that are being shown here. This already looks very spammy. And look at here, these are some big companies in the name of branding and looking better. They actually went ahead to implement a logo change. Are you seeing this? This was the old Airbnb logo, and now look at the recent ones. So branding is very, very key. It has some emotional implications to your clients. Colors are important. Your aesthetics, the hierarchy, how you arrange things, you see. And in the resources that I'll give you, they're going to have all these things I said. You're going to learn them: aesthetics, beauty, branding, and everything. So let's get started. Okay. So the next slide. It says, what good branding does is to speak of you in the mind of your prospects as approachable and partially trustworthy. Okay, partially trustworthy because someone like me now, I know out there are people, scammers, who have beautiful sites just like this one, but then they are scams, right? But if a scam site looks like this, it's easier for you to run away, right? That's why I use the term partially trustworthy. So when it comes to branding, what are the questions that you should ask? Questions you should ask and answer if you want to start a new brand, going forward from everything I'm going to give you right in this asset compilation. You see, who are you and who do you want to be? Let's say as a CEO, as an entrepreneur, as a brand, as a company, or an employee. Who are you and who do you want to be? Those are the questions. So who are you? What are your hobbies? What are your character? What have people appreciated you for? Say, guy, you can be good at this, or guy, I think there's light for you in this, or you are good at this. You see, what are those things? Who are you? Personally, deep down, what are your tolerances? What do you think that you can produce? See, these are the first questions you ask when you want to create a brand. Then what makes you unique? That is another premeditation. And then what is your selling point? For Coca-Cola, the selling point is refreshing, right? Happiness in a bottle. When you open that Coca-Cola can and you hear that whoosh sound, like, oh, right, so refreshing. So, and finally, why should people patronize you? What makes you unique? Now, people choose to patronize you because they have faith in your brand, can identify with your personality, or have a strong emotional connection to you. Praise the Lord. All right. So next, positioning. What is positioning from the dictionary? It's the act of putting somebody or something in a particular position, right? For me, positioning is being at the right place at the right time. How do you position yourself for success online? Asking the right questions is imperative, very important. Okay? Understanding times and seasons, right? Taking account and advantage of trends is imperative. Innovation is imperative. And looking out for partners It's imperative. I shared the scriptures with you already about the power, during the period of the Tower of Babel, when the Lord God confused the language of the people because of the potential, the potency of people coming together to achieve this. So partnerships, working with people, very important, right? Have an example of comedians. See, many of them, when they have shows that they charge 1 million and all of that, most times basket mouth doesn't pay movie. You see, because that's how they work, that's their system. And when Bobby has his own show, he calls basket mouth, and that's how he doesn't pay them. They don't pay themselves to work. They just turn up for themselves. You see, those are partnerships, strong, intimate partnerships, right? Praise God. And I pray that God will get you the right people in the right space in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. All right. Selling, according to the dictionary, selling is any transaction in which money is exchanged for goods and services, right? But for me, selling is the art of making people locate you with their hands raised up, screaming, "I want to buy." You see, selling is the art of making people locate you with their hands raised up, screaming, "I want to buy." How can you achieve this? See, there are systems around this, and many of that is called lead magnets. Lead magnets, right? And you will learn more of that going forward with me. Alright, so 3 bullet points for online sales. 1, have a rich understanding of the prospect desires and pains, right? And do more than the average. Secondly, be helpful. Customer satisfaction is more important than profit making. Remember, word of mouth referrals are one of the fastest sources of additional income. Finally, patience is good. Desperation kills your class, your quality. You see, you're not a small boy or a small girl. You see, it raises suspicion and doubt. When you're anxious, see, a client is not your source. But before I get there, when you're anxious, a client asks you about something, then you now tell him the price. Then maybe the client is busy doing something. Then you are not like, with this client no wrong. Then you now go back and message him. He has not replied though. Say, but I will reduce the price more again. And after a while, you now go back and say, "Hello, are you there, sir?" No, you don't do that. See, a client is not your source. Your source was the system that brought the client to you in the first place. Be glad about that system and don't be eager to convert a lead, right? Because it kills your class, it raises suspicion. And besides that system, one of those systems is called lead magnet. But beside your system, beside business, let God Almighty be your source, right? Because even those lead magnet may fail, but God will never fail. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. All right. So now let's get started to the course immediately. Right here, I'm going to show you step by step practical examples teaching you branding. And I hope this video doesn't take too long. Let's say next 10 to 15 minutes, we are out of here, right? So you know what skill acquisition is, right? And here you can see that your laptop or smartphone can make you 1 million every month from the comfort of your home. And I'm a testimony to this. So let's get started with branding. All right. So it's going to get tougher. It's going to get tougher as we go. From the basics, you might have some understanding of what we're going to do, but then it's going to get tougher as we go. So just stay tuned, right? And that's why I got you, because I've done everything here to make it really easy for you. So let's get started. So branding. As a startup business or brand, take a huge chunk of the initial branding and design expenditure by doing it yourself. I tell you the truth, you don't want to start paying graphic designers to design flyer for you, to design this for you. Anytime you have maybe a new project, an idea you want to implement, you now pay graphic design 5K, 6K, this and that. As a startup, you can cut down some of those costs. And one of the popular tools that you can use, either phone or laptop, right, is canva.com. And I'm sure many of you know canva.com, but many of you don't know postermyworld.com. So I'll just run this some of you who might know Canva.com, there's a lot you're going to learn. So I'll just run this and show you instances of how you can use Canva.com. Right? So all the links here are clickable. So you can definitely get this slide, or can just if you don't want to get this slide, because I might be sending this slide, you can just be copying the links on your own personal notes and then you can run away with them. Okay, so this is canva.com. let's start. For instance, I'm a new brand and I pair myself as maybe a food brand, right? A food brand. So I think the first thing that would speak for me should be my logo. And right now, I'm not even need to pay anybody 5K to design a logo for me, right? Create a design. Okay, create a design. Instagram post square. That's the 4x4, the absolute square. This is the standard for the logos, right? Don't want a logo in a rectangle box or stuff like that, right? You want the perfect square. So Instagram and 1080 pixel. Click here logo, right? Or logo free, or free logo, right? Okay, more results with logo. Okay, just want to scroll down and then look for something that will fit your brand. For instance, this Olivia Studio, not bad at all for a logo, a free one, right? Francisco Andre Jewelry Store. This is not so bad for a logo. So let's do this. This is the jewelry brand. Just want to make this a little bigger, drag it, centralize this, shift to, you can also do all of this on mobile phone. Okay, move this downwards a bit and increase the size also, right? Put this in the center. So I want to take this down a bit, right? And here you have a pretty cool standard logo. Like, you should have been paying a 5K for this, actually centralize this, actually, right? So once you're done, you just want to click here and click on download PNG suggested, yes, and then you click on, sorry, okay, just downloaded these and it's looking pretty cool, right? It's looking pretty cool. right? I was looking to see if Canva they've changed from being really nice and starting to request payments on their free logo creation. But you see, I was able to download that and I didn't see any watermark, whatever. I'll just do the same with this to confirm this. So this download. Okay. Oh, all right. So it's still working, it's still free, and it's still really nice. All right. So let's go to the next one. So you can always use Canva, and we might still come back here because there's something more that you really don't know about Canva. Then the next, poster my wall. Postermywall.com. Also available for phones and laptops, right? So now just search, since we registered a jewelry brand, let's say you want to create a sales flyer for a jewelry brand. Okay? Look at this. This is pretty cool already. Okay? It's pretty cool. This is quite feminine. Okay? Jewelry brand. What? Do you know what jewelry? Alright, let's just work with this. It's pretty simple, it's pretty cool. Not so much I need to do as regards editing, unless you want to, of course, maybe change the images and use yours. Some places you can get free images, pexels.com. You can get on splash.com too. Splash.com. You can get free images that are copyright free for you to use. So all you just want to do is search for jewelry, and yeah, jewelry. Search same thing. Jewelry. You understand black as Africa is popular, and this is also important that anytime you're making searches, you understand the keywords. Keywords are very, very important when it comes to search terms. Right? When it comes to search terms. Right? So you can just download whatever you want to use. Okay, so it's downloading. Right? So these are all cool shots of black people and jewelry. Right? Black people, jewelry. Alright. So let's get back in. Let's see. But this one they have watermark. This one the watermark is compulsory. Unless you want to patronize them. But what I usually do when I was using this was just to go to this element, add shape, right? Maybe postermywall.com, written small at the bottom. It's not bad. It's not bad at all, right? To support that brand, not bad at all. So you just want to drag these and put it over these, right? And then change the color and make it black, right? Or make it the color of, make it something like this, make it something like this, right? so that you can just hide the hide that stuff a little bit, right? And maybe you can edit this, make yours maybe a 10% discount, right? And then you can add text and maybe add your own brand name. Let's say on my website. Scale it, then just add somewhere here. You can add your logo and stuff. And when you're done, you just want to download download free, yes. So another thing you could do as regards the copywriting, right? You can just on your phone or laptop, wherever it is, it's still going to have a very high quality. Just want to edit. See, it's not even showing anymore here. It's not showing anymore here. Okay. So what I do is to just put something over it, maybe a full black or whatever. You can do that, but or you can just come and crop it, and then save a copy. Right? So now so you get what I'm trying to say. You just crop it. You can crop it your phone, your laptop, and then cut out, because the watermark is always at the bottom left for postermyworld.com. Alright, so let's move to the next. So industry standard paid graphic design tools. Okay, so these are videos that I watched to learn graphic design from the beginning, and I used Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop. I got them from Computer Village, so it's a paid tool. Okay, but it's industry standard. Okay, and it works with laptop. So if you have a laptop, you just want to follow these courses that I've dropped here, right? That's for Photoshop, and this is for Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so also in YouTube, a lengthy YouTube video, many hours, but like I told you how I did mine, I actually just, what's all this? You get the point anyway. So that's that about that. Then let's go to the next course. Next course here will be social media marketing and management. Of course, social media is undeniably the most powerful marketing tool out there in our time. Social media stands for social media marketing. SMMA stands for social media marketing agency. It's a business that helps other companies and organizations with their social media marketing efforts, such as creating content, managing social media accounts, and running advertisement campaigns. Then this source I'm going to show you are like the best online when it comes to free courses, right? This guy has been on YouTube advertising this course, and it's totally free. I think he makes his money from YouTube, but then the course is, say, start and run, grow your agency from $0 to $10,000 a month in 90 days, right? Which is also 3 months, right? So with this She's going to share everything with you. This week one. These are different videos, right? So you just keep watching week one, welcome, sales, website and VSL for now. Okay, text and email automation. This is great stuff here, right? Right? The term UI is user interface and UX is user experience. They are similar, but they are not the same thing. To understand the concept, before a web designer or developer codes or create a complete website, the UI UX team should have created and tested the concept as a prototype, and the prototype is handed over to the web developer or designer. And I have some examples of some of the ones I did by myself. Right, this was the first one. I was paid 100K for this. I think this was in 2021. Yeah, and these are some of the later ones that I did. See, and I'll just show you an example. This was like the earliest one before I started to get paid. I did this for my sister's business. I did like a website for like a loan company, right? So it's just about creating frames and then connecting them. Just for instance, just like this frame right here, I just have it in a box like this, and then let me just make it look a little bit nice again. And maybe I have like this in a box. Let's just change this color, make it dark like this. Okay, so let's see this. This is like a frame right now, right? This is a box. And then let me just group this, edit this, right? So this is like this and this. This is what this is all about, right? Then I'll just come here and then prototype. Once I click prototype, it's supposed to allow me to add wires, adding wires, right? Adding wires. You can see all these wires are being added, right? So I can't add wire because I've not made this a frame. So let's just make this frame selection, right? And then I can be able to add wire. Make this also a frame. Then I can be able to add wire. So now I'm going back to design. And let's say this is the second frame. Let's just make it look a little bit different. So what that wire that I added was that if this was a button and this was the first frame, and then I click this button, right? I click this button. The wire I added from here to here is supposed to make this move from here to here. So it's like showing a real life example of how all the buttons and everything would be moving like in real life. So what you just do is to just give this file to the developer, and then they will see codes here. Are you seeing codes? These are codes. So then they don't have to design all this color, frame size, and all of that. All you just do is just give them this file, and that's how they pay your job as a UI, UX, and developer. So for you to test everything you have done, you just click on this play button here, and it takes you. Press R to restart. So this is it. For instance, click on this button, need a business loan. Okay. So slowly, really slow. I try to prepare for this, and also make this hope that this is showing. Okay. So let's just use this that's showing already. This is one of the paid ones that I did. See, it's looking really better. See, believe the future. This I did for like a music brand. Like the music band. So this is just showing us like what the website would be in real life. What the website would be in real life. Yeah, this was like one of the earlier. This was one that was paid 100K for, right? And then these are like one of the recent ones I did. One of the recent ones I did. Bit screen. Nope. With yes, better. Okay, so this is like the home page. This is like one of the recent ones I did, right? So just click here. This is just like an example, right? Click on media, click on events, right? Get tickets, right? Proceed, right? Payment options, right? So one thing I like about this, like now when I get here, I can't actually do any further thing. I can't design because I'm not asked to design PayPal. That's the beauty about UI UX. You just have to make it come alive to an extent that the users can actually, okay, no, okay, this. You don't need to go so far with all the frames. You just need to make something work out nice. This is another one I did recently for like a client. I did for UI for Figma redesign, right? And at this time, I've gotten so advanced that I could work better with time. I designed the job is supposed to take me 1 month to design. I designed one of these in 4 hours. I'm serious, in 4 hours. And Figma, which is a tool that I use, is absolutely free, and you can I dropped the link for the videos I used to learn this Figma UI UX design from scratch, right? So this is the interfaces, this is the frames, and once you click on this play button, it takes you here, so you can actually interact with them. So, so this is how UI UX is. And let me just show you some screenshots of some of my payments for my client, right? So FEMA payment, right? So I created a domiciliary account. It was 5K. I did that in 2021. I think so I can collect money in dollars and in pounds, right? Money, dollars and in pounds. So this is one of the payments. This is £270. When you convert it to dollars, which was what I received it was $253. And all these other ones too are all screenshot. This one I won't show you because my client's ID is here. I don't want to start. This is £100 with $132. And many of these are part payments, right? I have 9 plus. Many of these are part payment. Okay, see them here, right? Get this one. It's £55. See, so how it works is that my client will pay me 50% upfront payment first, and then they pay the 50% later. Most of them I allow them to pay in 3 installments. They are the ones that have gotten like a closer relationship with, like this Mr. Tochuku guy now. You see 50, 50, 60 here. You see, so 54, right? So these are real life payments, right? Many of my clients are from the UK. You see, we're using pounds rates to calculate our stuff. So this is real stuff. Okay, so I've given you this right here. Watch these 2 videos. You would learn how to do all of this from scratch, right? UI UX. So let's go to the next. Video editing. Video editing is the process of manipulating and rearranging video shots to create a new work, right? So an example, either for phone or laptop, you can use this cap wing for phone or for laptop, right? So let me just show you a quick example how you can start making money as a video editor, designing professionally with your phone or your laptop without having to pay any tool. I use the premium to I use a premium to yeah, Premiere Pro. I got it from Computer Village. I paid for it. So yeah, so let me just show you the example, which is cap wing. Okay, so this is an online editor, meaning that you need to be connected to the internet to actually use this. I really like this because it's really simple to use and it's interesting, very interactive. But every other one I selected for you, they're also simple to use. Did you know that canva.com that we use is also a video editor, like a really good one? And this is the how-to video, how to use it. So if you're not getting this presentation, you can start copying these links now. This one too, video pad editor. This is only for laptop, right? And it's also pretty standard and pretty easy to use. It just looks like my traditional Premiere Pro, which is the one I got from Computer Village, Lagos, Nigeria, right? So let's just see. And now this is the cap wing I recently landed upon. They're just asking questions, blah 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 blah. Let's keep all of that and just start a new project, right? So for the record, this cap wing is an intuitive video editor, perfect for those with zero editing experience. The tool works in browser, which means that you can use it on a computer, laptop, or a phone as long as you have a stable internet connection. It also means that you don't need to have a powerful computer because it's software that runs on the cloud. Within the free version, you can export only 3 videos per month without a watermark. So no watermark, 3 videos per month. A video must be 250 MB or shorter than 30 minutes. If you decide to upgrade it, then you have to pay $24 per month. So 3 videos, let's say 60k per video, has 61, 21, 80. Even if you don't pay for anything, see by the time you do 3 videos for a client and you get 180k, for you to pay $24 out of the 180k for you to do more jobs wouldn't even be a problem with you without watermark. That's if you don't have a laptop. But if you have a laptop, I advise that you go for this video pad video editor, which is the one I want to show you. Its landing page right here. Or you just need to just download for Windows. This one is meant for Windows, but this is how it looks, right? So this is how it looks. So just cut and play. It's the same thing with this one, but let me just do a quick instance for you right here. So straight up, you can start editing even while the video is still loading, right? So video editing, what do you want to do? Okay, I like this beginning part, or at this end I was coughing and I don't want that coughing part to show, so I just want to cut it out. So what will I do? Just click on this split layer, and then click on the split layer again, and then this is the part that I was coughing. So I'll just click delete, and then I'll join this part of it together. Oh, it's really looking nice right now. And then okay, I just want to add some text over it, right? Okay, how about I want it to glow? I want the text to glow. So I'll just say okay. Iyke, of course. I'll say Iyke the so big. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Maybe reduce the text size to 30, right? Then say Iyke digital entrepreneur, right? Okay. Then I just put this somewhere here, right? and it's looking good already, right? Okay, and just keep playing, and then maybe I want to use a subtitle. I can just add that here automatically, right? Then when you want to add more videos, you can just drag another video and drop over it, right? Or you can just import, right? And images, audio, sounds. You can just keep dragging. Do I have any audio, for instance? There's an audio here, right? Just drag and drop. So it's just like every other basic. Then let's say transitions. Let me split here. So okay, the audio is there. Then let's say transitions, right? Transitions. The transitions are like to make it like move and do right now I don't have a stable internet connection because I'm my sister's house. If not, this should have been really, really fast and smooth. So once you just drag and drop it, it just comes in and then it does all the swoosh movement and all of that. So this is pretty cool, very beautiful for the online one. You have a laptop, just get this one. And I put the tutorial video for each one of them. So even this one with the laptop, you can also watch the tutorial from beginning to the end. And yeah. So at that time when I started, like I told you, I started midnight, and for me to cut away the data expenses, the data cost, what I was doing night plan. I think it was Insta 406 hash for MTN. So I will use was it 200 naira to get 2 gig, and I was doing that for 3 months. So it helped me to cut down the cost watching lengthy videos like 25 minutes, 1 hour, 5 hours, 10 hours video. So that's that for video editing. So for me, this is the tool I use officially. Premiere Pro, I got it from Computer Village. And if you look at it, you notice that it's similar to the one I showed you with WAP King, right? So let's move on while that loads. Okay. So these are Canva also, it's a good video editor too. So and I put the how to video too right here so that you can actually watch it and implement it also. So let's go on to the next. Next is motion graphics. And let me just show you an example of motion graphics using my own portfolio on my own website, right? Still loading. Okay. So this is my website, portfolio motion graphics. This is the Canva video that I told you about. Canva video editor. Okay. Sorry for the slow loading and all of that. Okay. So you can see that it's also quite similar to the one that we used. When you're watching a video and the video quality is poor like this, all you need to do is just come to these settings, click on quality, increase it to let's say 720, and then the picture will become clearer and better than it is. when you're watching something that you really don't want, the write-ups are not important, you just want to see what they're doing and you want to save your data, you can also come here too and reduce the quality and then to drop the quality back for you. So motion graphics, this is an example of motion graphics. I used this to collect 60K recently from 3 of my clients last year ending. This is an example of the one I did for my church. I didn't collect any money for this. Okay. Sorry for the internet loading. It's quite very slow. So for the Premiere Pro, the one I use officially for video editing, right? Just like you look at the interface, you notice it is similar to the ones that we've been using. So what I just do, okay, this is the motion graphics. Let's play this one. Let's leave that one. Okay. So all I just do, let's do an example right here. Okay, so just drag and drop it here. So this is the video. You can add text, press C to cut, press V to go back, drag it up, differentiate it, add sound, add effects, and all of that. See, it just looks pretty similar to the one that we just did right now, right? So that's it. So that's video editing, adding text and all of that. So easy money with your laptop or your phone, right? So that's just normal video editing, but motion graphics is a bit advanced, and I use Adobe Premiere Pro. Sorry, Adobe After Effects. This one. So get the job done. Okay. So this is just an example of motion graphics that I use my phone. So while that's loading, I can take this away. I've opened so many windows at the same time, and that's why all of this is happening. So what else? Let's go back to our presentation. Okay, so that's motion graphics for you. This is the top two industry recommended tools for motion graphics. Motion graphics, I really did a lot of search for you guys to get the ones that are free, and the one I could get and I guarantee is this DaVinci Resolve. Okay, so it's finally back. So if you notice, the voiceover, it's not like a real person. All I did was use one tool. You can hear me to request the name of the tool on my phone. I just type what I want her to say or him to say, and then they say it, and then I just implement it in the video just like an audio. So this is motion graphics for you, like just seeing beautiful things fly around and all of that. It's very popular in the industry, and people request for this. So that's motion graphics, and this is my website, The Motivate World, right? By the time you'll be watching, maybe it will be looking a little bit different. So that's motion graphics for you. Then the next one we'll talk about is 3D animation, 2D animation. I also have a 2D animation series. It's called the Pigeon Bible, where I try to do like a cartoon kind of um 2D animation film about the entire Bible from A to Z, right? And then the top three standard 2D animation tool without watermark. But this is only for computer, right? But phone guys, don't worry. I haven't left you, but pray that God do it for you based on laptop because you actually need um, a laptop to enjoy all of this. This is my 2D animation series, the Pigeon Bible, episode 1, the account of creation, episode 2, the creation of man. Okay, so I'm just in episode 2 right now. Okay, and this is it. I can I can play this for you. Hopefully, it doesn't take forever to load. And this is the 2D animation software um, which I discovered and I tested. Pretty beautiful. Um, just download this for your Windows, Linux, or Macs and start using it to do 2D animation. Mm, yeah, I don't. I haven't gotten where I want to get to when it comes to 2D animation because there's a premium tool I um I want to use. I've been so spoiled in the digital market that I don't even want to do anything from scratch again. Just want to automate the entire process so that I don't have to waste my time when I'm doing my works. Okay, so this is 2D animation is a technique used to create animation images and videos. Okay, by manipulating 2D illustrations. These are the popular ones. The one I showed you on my website, I used Mohu. Mohu was the tool I used to create this, but Mohu is not free. But this Synfig Studio is absolutely free, and it can do practically much of what Mohu would do. All right. So the next skill. Okay, did I skip 3D animation? I skipped 3D animation. The 3D animation tool. When I was learning my 7 digital skills, 3D animation was the 8th one I wanted to grab. But when I got here, I was like, bros, you will wound yourself. Oh. You wound yourself. You just stay with the ones that you can control and you can manage. So I didn't learn 3D animation. What I did was to create a network with someone who does 3D animation. So anytime I have a 3D animation job, I would just outsource it to the guy. But here is a free 3D animation tool that you can use, which is Blender. You can download it for your PCs for PC only, and it's a full tutorial for you to learn Blender from beginning to end. Another one that is free is Maya, but it's only free for students in big universities that are globally recognized. Else, you have to pay for it, and I don't think any Nigerian school is globally recognized. So just use Blender. This is it. Just download it. Go to the link, download it, and then go to the tutorial and also download that also. So let's keep going because of time quickly. I've talked about 2D animation. The next skill, copywriting. Okay, copywriting is the process of writing text or content for the purpose of advertising or other forms of marketing. The text is written to persuade a person or group to take a particular action, such as purchasing a product or service, visiting a website, or signing up for a newsletter. Copywriting can be used in various forms of media, including print, television, all of that. These are the two top industry copywriting tools. You can use ChatGPT for phone and laptop, and Copy.ai for phone and laptop also is a freemium. It's a freemium meaning that you can use it for free to a good limit that will get you a good example. But let me just show you an example of copywriting using Copy.ai. Okay. So this is an example of the Copy.ai. I already have an instance here, digital marketing agency description, digital agency description for social media. Okay. Then you can choose your writing style. If you want it to be friendly, you want it to be luxurious, relaxed, professional, bold. Look, see, digital marketing agency description. We're a digital marketing agency that specializes in social media. Our goal is to help you create and grow your business by using the power of social media. We offer services like content creation for blog, websites, social media, search engine for both organic and paid ads, review advertising. See, that's just one. This is another one. Our team will work hard to create content and engage with you. Are you seeing? These are company. We believe social media is one of the goals. See, so these are all descriptions that you can use created by artificial intelligence that you don't really need to start writing from beginning.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Iyke Motivate, and this is WebDat 2.0 with Victor Okoye. And this is a live webinar for web design and development startup for people who are interested to know what it is in this space and if it is something for them, right? So we're going to go through the basics of web design and development. I'm giving an example and I'm talking about the systems, how it works, what are the opportunities, how much you can earn, and yeah, that's it basically. And we also have a free package for those of you who stay to the end. So let me just go and let's start with the prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, for the grace of this. Thank you, Lord, for I pray that everyone who come on this call, your light to be shared on them in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, and they receive you with open arms. And thank you for the opportunity of granting me worthy to host this program. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen. All right. So the table of content, we're going to say who we are, what WebDat is, what is web design and development and how it works, who's web design and development meant for in 2023, what are the earning potentials, what are the requirements for startup, is web design and development easy or hard, how soon can I begin to convert new jobs, is web design and development scalable. So like I said, I'm Iyke Motivate. I'm a digital designer, a digital marketer, a writer, and I'm here with Victor Okoye. He's also the same, and a legendary programmer. And WebDat, Web Design and Development, is a course guide and mentorship program for people who want to make money online using the basics of online money making, which is web design and development, right? So like I mentioned earlier, this is the flyer of the free gift I talked about for people who stay to the end. It's a 9 digital skills access manual, which includes branding, UI UX, graphic design, video editing, motion graphics, 2D animation, 3D animation, and more. So let's get started. So what is web design and development? In simple terms, web design and development simply refers to the process of creating a functional website, right? And I'll give the illustration of the building. Well, let's assume that right now I have 150 million naira and I'm ready to get my house. So the first thing I'm going to get is the location where I want my house to be, right? And when it comes to web design and development, that is called the domain name, right? And there are different types of domain name. An example is google.com or mywebsite.com, whatever it is. That's a domain name. So an address is called a domain name. And I'll just quickly show an instance of my website, themotivateworld.com, right? This is the domain name as it is. So there are different types of domain names and different levels of domain. They are what they call sub-level domains. And I'll show that later on in this course program. So the next thing you need after you have a location, which is your domain name, you need a land, right? And when it comes to web design and development, we call that hosting, right? And there are different host providers. Sorry about that. The most popular are Bluehost and Hostinger and the rest of that. And I'll also give an illustration of that later on. And finally, you need the constructor of the house, right? The builder, the architect, whatever it is. And that, when it comes to web design and development, that is you, the web designer and developer. So right now, who's web design and development meant for in 2023? It's meant for people with foresight who are determined to make money using the online market, right? Please kindly mute when you join the meeting. It's meant for people who are planning to escape or support their 9 to 5 jobs, right? It's meant for a person who wants to enjoy flexibility of work, either as a contract staff, a hybrid worker, or freelancer, and earn and work remotely. Praise God. So, right now, the next question is, what are the earning potentials? What are the earning potentials? So let's just, I have an instance that I can quickly show you when it comes to the earning potentials. Okay, please kindly mute when you join the meeting. Please kindly mute. Kindly mute yourself, please. Okay, so how much does a web designer and developer earn per year? This is $78,300. Who has an idea of how much a dollar costs right now? Who has an idea of how much a dollar costs right now? I think the last time I checked, it was 750, right? So let's do 750 times 70. This is 73,200. This is 54,900,000. So estimatedly, if you're positioned right, you can actually earn up to 54 million naira a year as a web designer and developer. And this is not bad at all, right? And something else I also like to include with this research is how many domain names are registered every day. So let me start with every day, right? So on an average, there's about 33,000 domain names registered every day. This means that there are 33,000 opportunities for people to be able to build a website for a client every day. So when you start, you may start as yourself, but you may grow to become a web design and development enterprise or company. And then you may be able to collect, let's say, 15 to 20 of these requests online every day. And how does this work? This works by positioning, right? It works by positioning. And to further go deeper on this, let's do every year so that you know that this research is or let's do every month, right? So every month there's about 1 million, right? So if every day is about 33,000, there's about 1 million domain names registered every month. So this just proves that this research is quite accurate for the need of websites. So many companies, they are looking to register websites every single day. So it's possible for you to hit that 54 million every year. And somewhere around here, I'm supposed to show my own testimonial about this. Maybe, okay, maybe later in the replay video, you won't be able to see many of this, right? Because I have some private information. So I'll definitely highlight that away so that people will not come and look for my daddy. Okay, so this is last year from November 2021 to April 2022, and this is my statement of account. This is my name here, and you can see the total credit here. You can see it's 2,125,000, and I got this from doing all online jobs using a combination of digital marketing and web design and development and many of these others. That got me to that amount of 2 million. And I think it's a good place to start coming from 2019, not knowing anybody or knowing anything or having anyone to guide me. So definitely this is proof positive that this space is highly profitable, right? So what are the requirements to start right now? I've said a lot of nice things. So what do you need to start right now? You just need your laptop or your desktop. You need an internet connection. You need integrated development environment. When I started, I didn't have all the data. All I was doing was to wake up at the midnight and just do the MTN night plan, 2 gig, and whatever I'm able to achieve that midnight. That was enough for me to. That was a day well spent, or an early morning well spent, and I did that for about 3 months, and I got up to 7 digital skills consistently. There was a stern hunger. So the requirements: you need a laptop, a desktop, an internet connection, you need an ID or a content management system. And when it comes to being a constructor for a house, the constructor needs his tools, right? Your tool may be the blocks, the cement, and all of that. And that is what IDE and CMS are, and we'll expatiate on that going forward. Then you need proper training, guide, and dedication, right? And I talked about that. And I also talked about positioning, which is one of the most important things, because you can actually know these skills and master them and be a god or a genius at it, but no jobs are coming your way because you're not positioned right. And then you need a serene space to work, of course. So now I talked about IDE and CMS, which is the integrated development environment, right? And the content management system, right? Which are two different web builders that are popular in the market right now. And like I said here, web design and development can be easy for some people, hard for some people, very fast for some people, and laborious for some others. The difference is the guide. And that's why we're going to show an illustration with this integrated development environment and content management system. So at this point, I'm going to call on my colleague, Victor Okoye, for us a quick example, building a live website using the IDE, which is the integrated development environment. Victor, you're welcome. You can take the floor. God bless you.
All right. So, first of all, my colleague here, I have spoken about some few things already. Said some few things about web development. What is web development? So I wouldn't like to go into that. So I would like to go into straight into what we have. So basically, these are the I'm going to go into the three building blocks of web development. So but before I go into that, he made mention of all you need to get started, which is just a laptop and a phone and an IDE, and then an internet connection and browser. So these are the four basic things you need to go into web development as a whole. So now the building blocks of web development are just three basic things. These are the basic things that you need to get into web development. There are no much things involved, just these three basic things, three basic building blocks. So now the first one is HTML, the second one is CSS, and the third one is JavaScript. Now these are used to build websites, that is to make websites that users can visit at any time. So this is what we call HTML is what we call a markup language. It's used to add content on the web, while CSS is the style sheet that styles the presentation, that is styles the content that we have added. And then the JavaScript is the behavioral pattern of the website. That is when the users interact with it, users click on the button, and maybe try to log in and all that. So that's it. So let's quickly go into what is HTML in full. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, so which is used to add contents on a website, making use of tags and elements. So this is just a markup language. It's not actually a programming language. It's just a markup language that is used to add content to the web. So if you are with me, please say hi.
Hi. Hi.
All right, okay. So now let's go into the next one. So which is CSS. CSS stands for, the full meaning for that is Cascade Style Sheet, which is used to style or design the way a website should look and feel to an end user. So this is just the styling the presentation, like I said in the previous slide. So the next one now is what we have JavaScript. It's now the main programming language. It's not a style sheet. It's not a markup language. It's the main programming language that helps us build websites. So it's actually now let's get started with it. So let's talk about what we use writing this particular writing the building blocks or writing the building blocks. Now things that with a particular IDE, we call it an IDE. The full meaning is integrated development environment. It's, or maybe some people you hear them call it text editor. So this is what we use in building a website. It helps us the computer to interpret what we do. I don't know if you understand me, but I'm going to go deep into it when I show you in detail. So now, if you want to use the same IDE I'm using, you can go to this link here that is showing on your screen, this one, and you can download it on your system, or you can go on your mobile phone and you can still get it. So, but let me just go to the link. So if you just type on Google VS Code and you go to the link, it's going to take you here, and you can go to download for Windows, and then you can just download it. But I'm not going to download it because I already have it on my system. But once you download it, it's going to download the one for your operating system if you're using Windows, Mac, or Linux. So, but then if you don't have access to a PC and you want to follow online immediately, you can use this particular website here. It's called JSB. So JSB allows you to write same HTML. You can write your CSS, you can write your JavaScript. But I would always advise you go with this because this is what I will use now. So, but basically, let me just open my IDE. I already have it. When you install it, this is what you will see on your system here. So I'm going to just go to my desktop, and I'm going to just create a folder. I just want you to follow me now very briefly. So I'm going to create a folder, and I'm going to call it webdad or something. Webdad, yeah. So I'm going to open this folder now. So you can see what I did was I went to file and I went to open folder, and I was able to open this folder. So I'm going to click on this icon here to create a file, index.html. So this means that I've created an HTML file, and I'm also going to create my style.css, and I'm also going to create my app on my main.js. So now these are the three files or the three building blocks we talked about in code now, like real life. So it's not just the presentation now or a slide, it's now live. You can see my HTML, you can see my JavaScript, you can see my style sheet here, which is CSS. So I'm going to create my first HTML or our first HTML code, which is like our website. So I'm going to just create it. Now, how I created this particular thing, it comes with VS Code. If you hold Shift and you hold and then if you hold your Shift on your laptop or your PC, and then you click on exclamation mark, it's going to come up, and then you hit enter, and then it's going to bring out this building block. This is what we call a boilerplate, an HTML boilerplate. So like a structure, basic structure of HTML. Because of time, I won't go over all of them, but just understand that this is the basic structure of an HTML. So now let me just create a tag, because remember in one of our slides here, I said something about tags here. It stands for hypertext markup language, which is used to add content on a website, making use of tags and elements. So what I just created now is a tag. This particular thing here is a tag. So this H1 is a tag. We'll have a lot of tags. We have the button tag, which is when you come to a website, you see things like a button that when you click on it, it will do this. So this is how it's being created. So this is a tag. So I can just write my H1 tag, hello world. Because of time, I might not go over all this, but I'm going to make it understandable as possible. So for me to open this on my browser now, I can do it in two ways, but I will choose to do it this way because it's faster. So I'm going to right click now, but not everybody will have this feature if you just install VS Code on your system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go down and then go back to my desktop and open this file here now. So you can see here that we have our code here, or our file now opened on the browser. So that means that our website is up and running. People can actually see this if it's being hosted with a domain name. People can come and see this. So now going over to the styling part, let me link the CSS. So style.css. So I'm going to link it up now. I've linked it, or rather, I think, yeah. So now I'm going to style this H1. So I told you that CSS is a style sheet that allows us style. So I'm going to say that the color is red. So whenever I make changes, I save it. Now, when I come back and I refresh this, you can see that we have a color red of this particular text here. You can give it a background color of blue. Let us say blue. And then you can give it a color of white now. And with this now, if you refresh, we see this, and we can even align it to the center. We can say text align center, and it's in the center now. So you can see it's in the center right now. So this is how it works, and this is what HTML and CSS can do. You can see that we used HTML to add this content. If I want to add more content, like something like an H2 again, and then I can say, hello, it's me. So I'm going to refresh, so you can see that another content have been added. And if I wish, I can still come here and select the content that I added, which is the tag, and I can still style it to blue, the color, and you can see it's now blue, and I can still take it to the center if I want. So this is what CSS can do. So let's go over JavaScript. So let's quickly go over. Now you can see it's at the center. So let's go over JavaScript. So for JavaScript, we have to use the script tag and then link it to our file like this. So right now, I've just linked this particular file we have here, main.js. So we linked it to our HTML. So what it means is now I have my script linked to this file. So now if I create a button, for example, if you go to a website and then they have a button that says login, for example. So now I just added this button. So you can see the button here now. So now, if, for example, now I want this button to do something. Now, as it stands, if I click on this button, nothing happens. There's no behavior, there's no interaction between me and this button or this website as a whole. So I can't log in. But now I want to add interactivity. That's where JavaScript comes in. So I just have to go in, and then I will add something that will call an attribute to this button. You can even add it to any element. It's just a specific reference to this element. So you can say btn, meaning button, just in short form. So I'm going to say create a variable. So in JavaScript, to create a variable, you need to use this keyword called constant. So it's a constant variable. So I'm going to say, because it's not going to change, I'm going to say document dot get elements by ID. Remember that what we added here was an ID attribute, a specific reference, which is an ID, which is a unique ID. So I'm going to call this btn, and I'm going to say btn or button dot add event list. Now I'm calling an event, an interaction between on this button now with the user using, which is me for now. So I'm now going to say on click of this button, that is when someone peradventure clicks on it to log in, I want it to do something for me. So when the user clicks on it to log in, I want it to alert something to me. So I want it to alert you are you are now logged in. Sorry about typo. So you are now logged in. That is what I want this to do for me. So now let me just go back. And now, before when I click on it, nothing happens. Now, when I click on it, you see there's an interaction now, and there's an alert pop-up here that is telling me that you are now logged in. And I can just click OK. Whenever I click on that button, this thing happens. So this is just how it works. I cannot do this with CSS. I cannot do it with HTML. I can only do this thing with JavaScript. So it handles the interactivity between the user and the website. And meanwhile, the HTML handles the content adding on the website. And then the CSS actually styles the presentation, how you want it to look, how you want it to look. That's all. So thank you guys. At this point, I will be handing over back to my colleague. Iyke.
So he just talked about the IDE, which has been the traditional, the initial way of building a website, right? And I'm going to show you the CMS way, which is content management systems. And what content management systems, they are just like a template, right? So he made an instance of when he pressed like apostrophe, and then there was like an autocomplete of the sentence, right? So what CMS has done is to create an open source where developers have come to template many of everything that he just did basically from the scratch. So instead of you to start doing everything from the scratch, you just actually put in, just go and click on it like a website. And I'm going to show you an example right now. All right. So please, can you confirm if you see my screen now? Can see my screen? I really do appreciate. So, all right. Thank you very much. So, all right. So there are two popular CMS. There's the WordPress.com and the WordPress.org. The WordPress.org is the corporate one where individuals come and then they get their domain and hosting, and they want to independently have full control of their site and build a website from scratch without having to go through the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that my brother Victor just showed us. So I'm going to do an example using the WordPress.com. The WordPress.com is the free version, but it's highly limiting. But some people use this to just maybe do an academic work. Let's say maybe you're in the UK and then they just ask you, okay, and just do a prototype of a website, like not really what, like maybe a company like maybe Google or Facebook will come and hire you and say, okay, we need a website that sells a microphone or something. You wouldn't want to use this WordPress.com. You want to use either the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, or you can use WordPress.org, which is what I used to build my website right here, themotivateworld.com. So I'll just do an instance and you will see that there are great similarities between my website, which is built with WordPress.org, and the one which is built with WordPress.com. This is the back end, right? And this is where I go to make posts, I add medias, I add new pages, I observe the comments, and then a lot of plugins which allow me to monetize my blog, create pretty links, and make money with my blog actually, because this WordPress.com is highly limiting and you can't actually make money in ways that are automated, the way that you can just lay back and you just receive a notification that, oh, someone just made a purchase of your product, and it just goes straight into your account. So, but nevertheless, some people might just need something basic, maybe for a portfolio. So let's just build a website with WordPress.com. So I just click get started right here. Next thing is to just use one of my emails to just log in right here. So many of the processes are quite automated. So now they're asking me to choose my domain name. Like I told you, a domain name is the location, right? And the location of my website is demotivateworld.com. That's my domain name. So this free WordPress.com CMS is asking me what domain name do I want to use. So I want to do an instance of a real estate website, right? So they are showing me that to get a domain and a domain name, it costs $19 per year. And how much is $19 per year for a .com domain name? Like I told you before, $19, let's make an instance, 19 times 750. This is 14,000 naira. But if we go to the WordPress.org, which is the corporate one, and you want to get a domain name, it happens to be that for the first year you might be getting it free, right? And then subsequently in the years to come, you get it for $12, which is way more cheaper, right, than the $14. So this is just an instance. This is why it's important for you to have a guide, because by the time I was creating my first website, I didn't really see this. When you go to their website, and which is popular among all of them, you can just do a research and say domain name providers, the top 10, they list it for you, and you go to their website. They are mostly quite tricky, right? So they say start at $2.95 per month, right? So you'll be thinking, oh, per month, and this is how it's going to be for every year. But then you will not read this part which is under, which says regularly $10, $10.99, which is also way cheaper than the $14 that this WordPress.com, because you can actually build a dummy website with this WordPress.com. But then when you feel like, oh, this website is doing a lot and you want to make it a standard.com domain, which I didn't explain to you. I said there are two types of domain names. There are the .com and .org. Okay, these are top level domain names, while there are some that have .something, which is the one they are providing for us, which is a subdomain, right? So the one that they are giving us free is realhomes07.wordpress.com. They are not allowing me to change it or design it. If I want to go for the free one, this is what I must take. And that's what I'm going to take right now. So I'll just select this. So like I mentioned earlier in my presentation, I said when you want to build a website, you need the domain, which I just showed you now, and how much it costs, about $14 or 14,000 naira a year. And then you need the land, which is the hosting, right? Which in simple terms, it is where your files, like all these, my pictures and all my books and everything, these are where the files live online. So it's just like Google Drive, right? You can save some, it's just like a cloud hosting, for instance. So when you want to build a website for your client, you tell the client, okay, the domain name costs $14 and the hosting cost about $30, which is about $50. And then you're charging maybe $200 as your service charge. That's $250. So you tell the client that, oh, the domain and the hosting is renewed every year. And they all know, many of them, they do their research before they come to you, right? So I wouldn't go further on that. I'll just continue with the course program. So now we've gotten the free domain name, right? And now they are telling us about the hosting. And I said $35, right? I said $35 for the hosting. But with this WordPress.com again, you see they are also on the high part again. They're saying for a personal hosting, which is for just one website, this is $4 per month and $48 annually. You see, so I was saying 35 and about 15, which is about 15, but this is 48. From 35 to 48, that's an additional $10, which is a lot, right? So what's the name of this popular blog? Linda Iyke. Her blog started with a WordPress.com, but she upscaled it to she started with this free WordPress.com, and she paid all of these high payments to upgrade her blog to the extent that she can monetize it anyhow she likes. So she just paid all of this to make her blog just like my own, like this. But then because she started with the WordPress.com, she's paying higher. So this is written in quite small, hard for people to see. So with this WordPress.com, you can actually get the free hosting too. You can see, or start with free. So let's just start with free, right? And so now I've gotten my domain name for free and my hosting for free with WordPress.com. So it's just processing. Okay, so they're asking me, what are your goals? Tell us what you like to accomplish with your site. I would say I would like to write and publish. I would like to promote myself for business, and I would like to sell online. And I'll just click continue. See, what is the category? I'll look for real estate here, and I'll choose real estate. What's the site name? Let's just say real homes, and a tagline. Homes for kings and queens, right? So I've started building my website like this, right? And then instead of me to start with the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, I can start with a template. Remember, I told you WordPress.com and WordPress.org, they try to imitate an open source system, which means that many people have come to create this website templates at the back end. So all you just need to do is to just click like a template and then just get started. So let's just show this instance of a store, right? Let's say I want to create a store with this WordPress.com. So I would have just clicked unlock theme. But now they are telling me this theme comes bundled with WooCommerce plugin. Upgrade to a business plan to select this theme and unlock its features. Is $300, right? And it could be that Linda Iyke is paying this amount to access this WooCommerce, right? So when you're done getting your domain name and hosting, you're now asked to pay another $300, which is outrageous. Why using my own? I don't need to pay that, which is the WordPress.org. So if you want to be a professional web designer and developer, and let's say you want to you want to build stuff fast as maybe as your selling point, you can actually use CMS, and then we encourage that you use the WordPress.org. Remember, WordPress.org. So let's say I want that plugin, that WooCommerce, which is what allows us to sell, right? Is the plugin that allows you to integrate payment methods, right? For this, you have to pay an additional $300, but using the WordPress, I'm just showing you because actually I want you to be able to actually build your own website by yourself. So let's say WooCommerce, right? WooCommerce. So you see, this is installed right now, which means I don't have to pay any money for this. And these are other plugins that I can integrate that comes to payments, affiliate marketing, content marketing, and you can just install now for all of them. So what it would have taken Victor, let's say, because Victor is really good, let's say 4 days or 5 days to create out of the box, I can just click install now and have that integrated with my site. That's why I said for web design and development, it is fast for some people, it is slow for some people, it is automated for some people, and it is manual for some people, right? So let's just go straight into the course program. So for this, I can't use this. So let's just use something else. Let me just go to blog, and then let me look for the one that is also free, because with this, there are a lot of free stuffs. Okay, let me go to business, right? Since I'm talking business right here. So let me just pick this first one, which is Pendant, which is free. So Pendant free right now. So they are showing me what it already looks like out of the box without anything. This is the home page already, real homes, right? So instead of me writing the H1 tag, the H2 tags, the calling tags, and all of that, I already have this out of the box to start with and to start editing. And this is how it looks on laptop, how it looks on tabs, this is how it looks on mobile phone. So it means that out of the box, these templates come out mobile responsive, which is good, right? So I just click continue. And then if you notice right here, you see a dashboard that is similar to the one I talked about with WordPress.org, which is my own website, the back end. You can see that they are quite similar, right? Which just shows that they are like the same company or organization. But then many of these, many stuff that you can get freely for here and integrate, you can't get it freely from here. So let me just go to the site per se. And since it was a template, I want to build like a real estate website, right? And I just use this template because I like the way it looks and it may resonate with what I'm trying to do. So I'll just go in and begin to edit it out of the box. So at this bottom right here, you can see edit site. For some other templates, you see edit site up here. So you just click edit site. And right now, I'm already 50% done with my home page using content management system CMS. The beauty of this is that at the back end somewhere, there are some HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that's just giving space for me to, instead of me to start typing and refreshing. And please note, I'm not discrediting HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. If you want to be a standard web designer and developer, you must learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I learned it, right? But even if I don't use it most of the times, there are some times, even in this CMS builders, there are some things you will need HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to be able to achieve some specific tasks. So I just want to get that out of the way. So right now, I'm just building it the way I want it. So real homes, the best for kings, right? Okay, this is just the heading. This is the Instagram. Let's say I want to add my Instagram handle. I'll just slash, okay, the motive 8 word, right? And I just click this. So when I launch this and someone clicks here, it takes them to my Instagram, right? I've done that. And then I don't want October find. I want real homes here. Real homes, right? Looking good. And I don't want this image. I just want, I want to replace this image. I want something that has to be house. Click select image and open verse. Like I told you, open verse are people who have come to create free stuffs and then just put it out there for everyone to access for free, right? That's open source, right? So these are beautiful real estate houses, and I would like to pick one of these for my home page. So I'll just go with this guy looking right here. So that's insert, and then automatically it changes to this, okay, which is fair, okay. And then this is going down. This is latest articles. I can just add content to this and say online, right? Latest articles online, right? And then I can just scroll down, and I can also, the same way, I can add content, edit content, just like I showed you. Then this is already looking pretty good, right? This is just a quick illustration. And even right here, I can add something else which is not on this home page. First of all, I would like to add a space so that it's not crunchy. So I'll just click space right here. So a spacer comes in. So I click the spacer and it has added a space. Then I'll hover under it again and it brings me the plus button. And let's say I have blogs posted, for instance. These are posts right here. So let's say all of this, he died for you. What exactly is Google Lens? I've already created this blog content, this post at the back end, right? Like I showed you, there's a back end here. You can see post also here. You can see add new, right? So I'm just showing you an instance of that. So you'll just see a blank, black and white template where you can add new posts, right? So let's just say post. So let's say I've added posts and I've created posts and I just want them to just lounge on my home page. So I can just say posts, right? Also slowing us too. Okay, so this is the instance. You can just add title. Let's say I want to make a new post. Let's say web dad. And then let's say I want to add text. I can just pick up text from this is the best online. I can just click next, hover this, and let's say add images. I can also I can upload from my system, right? Right, and images usually make your blog content or your post look neat, right? And then I can just scroll down and I can just keep typing, and that's how all of that works. And then I'll just click publish, and then it adds to my stream of content. So this is what CMS basically is all about. You can just automate the processes. You can come down and create stuffs like these. You can add so many stuffs. I can even add a template of frequently asked questions, which is FAQ, right? Right? Okay. So this is what you can do. And then I'll just click save when I'm done. And then all these are added up to the website. So with this, you're not limited in time and space, whatever it may be, right? So I'll just visit my site now. Right? So this is what the site looks like out of the box. See the frequently asked question template. See? So with this, you can actually speed up your web design and development process, and this is how I built my own website, The Motivate World here. Although it was done with the WordPress.org. And you can see that this website is pretty standard, right? And I've integrated a plugin that allows my social media posts to just, anytime I just post on social media, it comes here automatically. So many of the processes are automated. So this is what you can do basically with CMS. So I think with this, we've come to the end of the illustrations, right? And showing you how monetizable it is, the potentials, how many domain names are available for you to work with, the tools that are available to work with, how fast you can be. It's obvious that the market is open and it's fresh and it's available for anyone who just has a system and has a desire